have a story to tell, a message to get out to the world? Do you need to gain exposure and put dollars in your pocket? Then it's time to create something amazing.
Stop going for the easy buck and produce something with your life. Create, instead of living off the buying and selling of others. Hey, it's Sneller, creator of super cool custom promotional packaging and unique marketing materials, ready to bring you Season 5, Episode 2 of Create Something Amazing, the podcast. So let's get started. Okay, buddy, we're back in business on Blue Star Airlines. Hey, keeping with our fast-paced episodes and still looking back about 2006, 2007 at all the super cool packaging projects that I've done over the years. I was doing tons of work for Nascar back then, and I know we've talked about a lot of our press kits, but I also did this really cool note cube giveaway. It was a gift to their audience, and it was designed to sit on the desk. So think of a scratch pad, and we did this note cube, custom printed with a NASCAR logo, and the notes were probably like 500, 1,000 sheets thick. I'll show pictures on Vimeo and YouTube. Really pretty printing, but they also wanted it to come in a box, and of course, Sneller's the box guy, so I did this beautifully printed 4-color process box printed with the NASCAR logo. But here's the other thing. They wanted to sit on the desk, and the box needed to be the display piece as well. So we perforated the lid of the box and also a little cutout. So in the front of the box for your thumb or your fingers, as you lift it up and use these notes, it would allow the box to stay on the desk. It would hold the notes and just display this cube of notes beautifully. So check out my pictures. Really neat piece for NASCAR. And moving on to some more cool examples, you know Sneller was doing tons of ring binders back in the day, and I was really into flaps back then. Still am. So, think of a normal ring binder with a square back, and it's just open on the right-hand side. That's fine. It serves a really nice purpose. If you want to jazz this thing up and really create a nice tactile feel and a beautiful presentation, you add a flap. And nobody's doing flaps except Sneller. And I can close these flaps in a number of different unique ways. They can have a clasp, a buckle, a snap, or more commonly, Velcro or a concealed magnetic flap, which is the way that I love to do it. So I'm going to put up some more pictures of some neat binders with flaps that I was doing back about 20 years ago. Again, handmade, full color printed, also some with a canvas finish, gold foil stamping, debossed to register, any raw material, paperboard, poly, plastic, leather, vinyl, you name it. Sneller was doing it all. Again, you got to see these pictures to do it justice. Really cool stuff from snellercreative.com. And back to another case study. My ad agencies here in St. Louis love Sneller, always have. And I was never afraid of agencies. Most people were kind of afraid that agencies were demanding and they had crazy ideas, back in the world of packaging, unreasonable expectations, but I thrive on that. I still do, and I always did. So anyway, this agency in St. Louis came to me, and this is back when the internet was still, marketing through the internet and trying to pull demand through various websites. That was still relatively new. Hard to believe now when you're looking at 2025 that was ever a thing. So this customer wanted to create a book. In fact, they were directing you to a website where you could download books, listen to books, that kind of thing. And they sent out some earbuds. They weren't called earbuds back then, but some headphones, and sent you to a personalized URL or website. And they wanted to have this packaging, present this gift, these earbuds, to look like a book. And they didn't, and that doesn't sound like a big deal, but the other interesting thing was this book held the earbuds, but they also wanted a removable cover. So think of a hardcover book with a paper cover. That's what we came up with here. And these covers were also personalized to the recipient. So, Dear Jeff, Dear Brad, Dear Brian. Again, that kind of variable printing was kind of a big deal back then. I know it's still cool now, but that was brand new and unheard of. And so you got to check out my pictures. It was called Genius Speaks. This book was just a beautiful piece, really neat for my agency here in St. Louis. So we're making good time ripping through these case studies. So I also did this beautiful family of marketing materials for this local company here in St. Louis called Midcoast Aviation. And mostly binders, also pocket folders. So these binders that I do a lot of imitation leather binders, also leather, true binders, but these imitation leather binders hit a great price point and yet still feel like leather. So we created these 4-color process printed entrapment sheets that went into these imitation leather binders. We also added padding so that when you touch The front cover, spine, back cover of these binders have a nice soft feel to the fingers. Entrapped underneath clear vinyl, the 4-color process printed sheets, also gold foil stamped on the spine. We further did a zippered version, so we sewed these binders, sewed around the edges, sewed the zippers, so there are 2 different binders there. And finally, some handmade easel binders, 4-color process printed, digital, outside, inside. You know, you've heard Sneller talk about easel binders. I do them all the time, but these had a rounded spine, so really had a innovative look and feel that went with the aviation theme. And the last thing I did for them were some pocket folders, and these pocket folders are nice, 4-color process printed. They were embossed, with printing to register, so that was cool. But they wanted to have people be able to take notes in these pocket folders, so we saddle stitched into the spine of both of these pocket folders some lined sheets, almost like a pad of paper, except it was stitched into these pocket folders. So you've got to check out this beautiful product family of marketing materials I did for Midcoast Aviation. So I'm keeping true to my word, super fast pace. It's gonna be a nice quick episode talking about some of the neat things I did back in 06 and 07. Keep up with Sneller, snellercreative.com, snellercreativepromotions.com. You want to see some of the current things that I'm doing? I'm on all social media platforms, snellercreative.com. Money never sleeps, pal.
If you need to make your business memorable, then you need Sneller Creative. Unique Marketing Collateral, custom promotional packaging, custom marketing material, dimensional marketing, built to order, from scratch, made in the USA. Create something amazing today. Go to snellercreative.com. Thank you for listening to Create Something Amazing. For more episodes, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Create Something Amazing, a Sneller Creative podcast.